Hi guys, this is Football on Site, and I'm starting the preview of Euro 2024, which is just around the corner. Time to get excited for a great month of football. Today I'm looking at Group A, each team's predicted lineups, their star players, best fantasy league pickups, and predictions for each match that is going to be played in this group. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell button to get informed about all the content for Euro 2024. Let's go! This is Group A, featuring Germany, Scotland, Switzerland and Hungary. Germany is the host of the tournament and one of the favorites to win the whole thing. The coach Julian Nagelsmann has experimented very heavily in the run-up to the tournament. He even started Kai Havertz as a left wing-back at one point. But in March they held two great friendlies against two other favorites, Netherlands and France, beating both of them. And I think their starting 11 is going to be very similar to the one they had in these two March friendlies. Don't mind the shirt numbers, but pay attention to the numbers written after player names. These are their fantasy league values. One change I expect Nagelsmann to make from those March squads is starting Manuel Neuer. The German coach has already confirmed that the Bayern captain is going to start the tournament. Despite his troubles at right back against Vinicius in the Champions League, this is where Joshua Kimmich will likely slot in the German lineup. Stuttgart's Maximilian Mittelstadt gets the nod at left back ahead of Leipzig's David Raum, who has been in a fine form this season. Centre-backs Rüdiger and Tah are used to playing a high line in their clubs and will do so for Germany too. There are a plethora of options available to Nagelsmann in midfield and attack. Wirtz and Musiala will be the main creators of threat in this German squad, while Kroos, Gündogan and Andrich will provide a solid and balanced midfield base. The only doubt that I have is regarding the last member of the attacking group. Füllkrug is a more straightforward option as a striker, but Havertz was good as a false nine in those March friendlies and is a favorite to start. What about Leroy Sané? He has missed all but one of the last 7 Bundesliga games, and apart from scoring against Real Madrid in the Champions League, he has largely been anonymous in the second half of the season, so he is likely to start on the bench. Who is Germany's star player? Look no further than Florian Wirtz. He has had a magnificent season in Bayer Leverkusen, and I think he edges Jamal Musiala, another great attacking player, both in terms of goal and assist output this season and in terms of team success. Germany has many other great players, many other very important players to the squad like Toni Kroos, İlkay Gündogan, Leroy Sané, Antonio Rüdiger, but Florian Wirtz is the most dangerous player they have. Germany's best fantasy team pickups? I would say Florian Wirtz here again. Although he doesn't come cheap, he is going to cost you 7.5 million. He is going to score goals for Germany, and I think he's going to make assists as well. So I would definitely advise you to buy him in your team. Another option is more budget friendly. It's Mittelstadt. He's going to start for Germany, and if Germany is going to have a clean sheet, he's going to win you points. And another point to consider here is the German tactic, because both Wirtz and Musiala are likely to play more centrally, so the width in this German team is going to be offered by the fullbacks. And Mittelstadt is a left back, so he may actually even get you points for making assists too. Scotland progressed to the Euro 2024 quite comfortably, beating Spain 2-0 in the process. This is going to be the second Euros in a row for Scotland. They are expected to line up in a 3-4-2-1 formation. Overall, Scotland has a decent team with a few of their players at the very top level. Of course, Liverpool's Andy Robertson is one of them, and he will play as a left wing back in this team. There are a few doubts about the starters though. Hendry and Tierney can be considered locks to start the tournament as central defenders, while Cooper or McKenna may be preferred by the coach Steve Clarke in place of Porteous. McGregor and Gilmour are expected to play as central midfielders, with McTominay and McGinn playing closer to the sole striker. So Dykes has been ruled out due to injury, therefore Che Adams is the most likely choice to play as a striker. Steve Clarke may also choose to start Ryan Christie instead of Callum McGregor in games where he wants Scotland to play a more attacking football, but I expect the latter to get the nod in the first game against Germany. No disrespect to Andy Robertson, the most decorated player of the Tartan Army without a doubt, but Scott McTominay has been the most important Scottish player in this qualifying cycle. He plays a free role and he has scored 7 goals in the qualifiers. He's a great budget pickup for your fantasy team too, as he remains the main goal-scoring threat of Scotland. Jamie McGinn is another decent option as a penalty taker and a set-piece taker for the Scottish team. Both are designated as midfielders and will set you back for 6.5 million. Hungary went through the qualifying campaign unbeaten, finishing their group first. It is going to be the third time in a row that they participate in the Euros after missing for more than 4 decades in this tournament. They are expected to line up in 3-4-3 with Peter Gulaschi in goal and Attila Szalai leading the defensive line. The coach Marco Rossi likes to play with wingbacks, so Kerkez is going to start on the left. Loic Nego started more qualifying games as a right wing back, but there is a chance that Bola will be a preferred choice in this position. Liverpool's Dominik Szoboszlai is Hungary's key player and will be their creative force and main hope for goals undoubtedly. But Varga has had a great club season as well and has scored 4 goals in the qualifiers, and he will lead the attacking group of Hungary. There are no doubts about the main man for Hungary. It is Dominik Szoboszlai. He is the team's main penalty taker. He is going to be their main goal-scoring threat. He has scored 4 goals and made 3 assists in the qualifying campaign. So if you think that Hungary has a fighting chance to progress from the group, since both Scotland and Switzerland are competitive teams, but they're beatable overall, so you can purchase him to your fantasy team as well, but he's not cheap. He will cost you 7 million. But if you think that Hungary is going to keep a clean sheet in at least one of the games, the goalkeeper Peter Gulaschi is a budget option at 4.5 million, and defender Lang at 4 may be a smart budget pickup as well. Switzerland has been one of the most consistent national teams of the past 2 decades. They have made it to all major tournaments but one since 2004, and they have qualified to the knockout stage in all of them since 2014. They have quite a decent team, but their qualifying campaign was rather poor, as they won only 4 out of 10 games. Murat Yakin likes to play 3-4-3. The experienced Jan Sommer is the starting goalie, even though Switzerland also has Dortmund's Champions League finalist goalkeeper Gregor Kobel. The defensive three is led by City's Manuel Akanji, who is expected to partner with Nico Elvedi and Ricardo Rodriguez. Schär can also be an option, but he has not played much in the qualifiers. Xhaka and Freuler create a very solid midfield base. There are questions about wingbacks and the attacking group. Dan Ndoye seems to be a lock to play on the left. Widmer started the latest friendlies as the right wingback, so let's assume that he's going to start in the Euros in this position as well. In attack, Xherdan Shaqiri, who has seemingly been around forever, is a lock. Amdouni and Okafor are expected to be the other 2 forwards, but Vargas can be a choice in this position too. Bril Embolo has had an injury-riddled season, so don't really expect him to start. Granit Xhaka has had a massive season with Bayer Leverkusen, and he is the star player for Switzerland as well. If he can replicate his club form in the Euros, there is a decent chance that Switzerland is going to continue its streak of going through to knockout stages. But in terms of fantasy league, he doesn't really offer much value because he doesn't score or assist very often. So if you want to pick someone from the Swiss team to your fantasy team, you can think about Xherdan Shaqiri because he is the team's penalty taker and he's an overall decent midfield option at only 6.5 million. Lastly, my predictions for each game of Group A. Remember, since third place teams are going to go through in 4 groups, the goal difference and points accumulated are going to be crucial for the group stage of Euro 2024. I think Germany is going to win all 3 games, while Scotland's resilient team will find a way to collect 4 points to finish second. Switzerland has had a shaky qualifying campaign, and I expect their successful run in major tournaments to finally stop. Have a look at my predictions and let me know who you think is going to go through in the comment section. This is my Euro 2024 Group A preview. I'm also going to preview other groups along with sharing my bracket predictions and my fantasy team in the run-up to the tournament. Don't forget to subscribe and of course hit that like button and bell button in order to be informed about all Euro 2024 content. See you next time for Group B.